If he's in a good place, I think this could be the first time that Shakur Stevenson has somebody who can match him with athletic ability. Pure ability, pure speed, quickness, quick twitch, athletic ability that can match him. But he could possibly match, and maybe even he would have to outmatch him to win. He'd have to be that good, but maybe match Shakur boxing and pull off what would be an upset.
Shakur will get into a rhythm, he'll have that flow, and he'll just edge him out, but it could be very controversial.
And what Shakur can't afford to do, which he did against William Zepeda, is sit on the ropes and show his defensive skills. He needs the footwork, center of the ring, and not let Teo have that forward momentum. You let him get forward momentum.
We get back in, we going at it again, and now I get you to actually start coming at you. And I caught you with a jab or something like that. I caught you, and I'll never forget this. I caught you, and you basically kind of came over top.
Teddy Atlas has finally shared his prediction for a potential showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, and his take is sure to surprise fans. Discussing the matchup, Atlas pointed out that Lopez's performances have declined since his last bout with Arnold Barboza, raising questions about his consistency at the elite level. Meanwhile, Stevenson has drawn significant praise after his impressive showing against William Zepeda, quieting critics who previously dismissed him as boring. Atlas emphasized that both fighters still have untapped potential, making the contrast in their recent form an especially compelling storyline.
Well, if they were down on Teo, they were up as high as you could be on Shakur in his last fight.
Versus Peter, no question.
He finally did what people wanted, this young, talented, brilliant talent, brilliant defensive fighter, brilliant guy in controlling range, Olympic silver medalist, quick hands, technically solid. He finally satisfied the critics, and he mixed offense with the defense. He sat down, and instead of moving all the time and punching on the move or on the draw back off traps, you come in 5 inches, he goes back.
Giving his verdict, Teddy Atlas explains why Shakur Stevenson stands out as the clear favorite in the matchup, while still recognizing Teofimo Lopez's ability to make it competitive. Atlas stresses that Lopez's mentality will be a decisive factor, noting that both his career success and mental confidence have been closely shaped by his father's influence. According to Atlas, if Lopez enters the fight fully prepared and mentally focused, he could pose a serious challenge to Stevenson and possibly deliver the toughest test of Stevenson's career.
He's a big favorite. It starts for me with Teofimo. Where it starts is, where is he mentally? He's up and down. His father, the whole thing, his father's been with him the whole career. Listen, love him, hate him. His father has been part of getting him to these world titles. He's been part of it. Whatever. He has been up and down mentally. Where's he going to be? If he's right, if he's stable, if he's in a good place, he seemed to be in a very good place when he fought Lomachenko. If he's in a good place, I think this could be the first time that Shakur Stevenson has somebody who can match him with athletic ability. Pure ability, pure speed, quickness, quick twitch, athletic ability that can...
While much of the boxing world sees Shakur Stevenson as the superior fighter in terms of defense and ring IQ, Teddy Atlas points out the unique qualities in Teofimo Lopez's style that could unsettle Stevenson. He predicts that if Lopez approaches the fight with the right mindset, he possesses the tools to push Stevenson out of his comfort zone and challenge him in unfamiliar territory. In Atlas's view, this matchup could represent Stevenson's first real test against an opponent capable of matching his skill level. Offering guidance, Atlas emphasizes that Lopez will need to go beyond his usual performance and bring something extra to secure a victory.
And could actually turn the tables in a way where he could force Shakur out of his comfort zone to maybe do something, say, he doesn't want to do, that he's not as comfortable doing, initiating in certain spots, that I think Teofimo has the speed, the legs, the quickness, and he's got pop too with it, where he could possibly, I know this sounds ridiculous, but he could possibly match, and maybe even he would have to outmatch him to win. He'd have to be that good, but maybe match Shakur boxing.
Giving his final prediction, Teddy Atlas underscores just how dangerous Teofimo Lopez can be, highlighting his quickness and explosive power as weapons that could gradually wear down Shakur Stevenson. Atlas believes Lopez has the potential to pull off an upset, noting that the widespread favoritism towards Stevenson somewhat underestimates Lopez's ability. In his view, Stevenson must be fully prepared to handle Lopez's relentless pressure, because all Lopez needs is to perform at his best on fight night to turn the tide.
And pull off what would be an upset. I think it's going to be a very, very, very interesting fight with a lot of X factors, a lot of intangibles, a lot of stuff floating around mentally, everything. I think it could be an intriguing fight. I don't know if it'll be a good fight. I don't know if it'll be a scintillating fight. I don't know about that. But I do think it could be interesting.
As the stakes continue to rise, the news becomes even more surprising. Robert Garcia revealed that just a day ago, Shakur Stevenson personally confronted him over his prediction that Teofimo Lopez would win. Reflecting on the encounter, Garcia noted that Stevenson appeared visibly upset upon hearing his pick. While Stevenson is widely expected to win comfortably, Garcia believes Lopez will make the fight far more challenging. He stands by his prediction, also observing that Stevenson's behavior seems to have changed noticeably since their conversation.
Look, it's a great fight, and last night I seen Shakur, and he actually told, I heard you're picking Teofimo. Look, I picked Teofimo because I like him. Him and his dad, they've always been very cool to me. They're friends. That's why I would love to see him pull it up.
But we saw you. He said you picking Teofimo.
Yeah, he's like because he came into our locker room. He's like, I know. I see you picking Teofimo to beat me. I'm picking Teofimo because he's I consider friends. Good people. His dad's always been very respectful to me. We get along very well, and he's Latino, so I want to see him pull it off. But it's not an easy fight. I think Shakur has the skills, has the style to actually win.
Robert Garcia's backing of Teofimo Lopez isn't rooted in personal ties to him or his father. It's based on a well-reasoned assessment. In explaining his stance, Garcia emphasizes one key point: Lopez can be extremely dangerous, pointing to past fights where he showcased explosive skills and posed genuine threats. For this reason, Garcia believes that if Lopez enters the ring fully prepared, he has the tools to challenge Shakur Stevenson, push him into a risky situation, and potentially secure a victory.
But if we see a Teofimo that beat Lomachenko or the Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor? Yeah.
Then that's a dangerous Teofimo. So I can't wait for that fight. To me, it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm sure.
As anticipation for the fight builds, prominent boxing journalist Sean Ziddle shared his insights in his latest episode. Ziddle raises concerns about Teofimo Lopez, questioning how he plans to overcome Shakur Stevenson. While he acknowledges Lopez's power at 140 pounds from the perspective of his fans, Ziddle points out that in previous bouts against fighters with styles similar to Stevenson, Lopez has shown strategic lapses and exposed vulnerabilities.
So I think a lot of people feel like Teo being the natural 140 or the bigger, supposed to be the bigger man and the bigger puncher and everything, that he should stalk Shakur. But I feel like I've seen that movie before when he comes in with his lead hand down and he becomes a little predictable. He loses his jab and he basically becomes right hand happy. And he throws it in different ways. He sweeps it to the body, sweeps it to the head, tries to do. Should he use all that athleticism and his angles, and should he be Gordo, like they called him in the amateur? Should he try to outdo what he did against Barboza, which is way different than trying to do it against Shakur Stevenson?
Right.
But if you know, when you've tried to stalk these back foot fighters like Jermaine, like Sandor, and it hasn't made you.
Sean Ziddle warns Teofimo Lopez against relying on the same game plan he used against Lomachenko, noting that Shakur Stevenson presents a very different and possibly greater challenge. He stresses that Lopez must outbox Stevenson and execute his strategy perfectly to have a chance at winning. Echoing this sentiment, Sean Porter adds that Lopez needs to be sharper than ever, maintain relentless pressure, and force Stevenson into uncomfortable situations. Without doing so, victory will likely remain out of reach.
Can you find a way to make Shakur take that step forward and try to actually outbox and be the more athletic fighter than Shakur and say, no, you take a step forward, at least more than you want to. Obviously, he can't do that all 12 rounds. He's gonna have to press Shakur at different times, but don't do what you did even against Lomachenko. Don't be on the front foot. Try to outbox him, essentially. Make him come forward.
You got to be smart. You know, going into the fight with Adrian Bronner, my dad, as soon as we had that fight signed and everything, my dad, first training camp, the first training session, I'll never forget, he was like, we're not going.
1020, don't miss out on this ultimate breakdown of the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez showdown. From Teddy Atlas, bold predictions to insights from Robert Garcia, Sean Ziddle, and Sean Porter, we've covered every angle of this high-stakes battle. Share your thoughts. Who do you think will dominate the ring? Hit that like button if you're as hyped as we are. Subscribe for more expert boxing analysis and join the conversation in the comments. This fight is bigger than ever. Be part of it.